Spiritual Growth, The Inner Path to Emotional Freedom and a Thriving Life by Rick Wilkes, thrivingnow.com. When a person takes one step toward God, God takes more steps toward that person than there are sands in the worlds of time. The Work of the Chariot. How do we grow spiritually? We begin to grow spiritually when we first become aware that there is more to us than meets the eye. As soon as we realize that there is a non-physical aspect to being alive, we are acknowledging a truth that is known by many names, including God. All of us are always connected with this source of creativity, compassion, and well-being. Growing spiritually means we are making a conscious choice to deepen our awareness, experience, and trust of this innate part of who we are. Our spiritual connection helps us to feel inspired, uplifted, joyful, guided, healed, forgiven, and loved beyond all description. Do I have to use the name God to describe this spiritual connection? I use the term God to describe what can and is called by many names, including that which is nameless, faceless, and beyond human comprehension. Alas, terms like God, trust, faith, and even love carry a lot of baggage sometimes, and limiting or painful beliefs. Here is the first place we'll use EFT to find some inner peace. Tap the following. Karate chop. Even though I don't know what to call this spiritual connection I seek, and I'm not sure I like, and sometimes definitely do not like, what, quote, God has meant to me up to this point in my life, I ask to be guided through my spiritual connection to a name that feels right in my heart. Continue tapping at the karate chop point. Even though others have defined what, quote, God means to me, I choose to be open to a broad range of new spiritual experiences. I want to grow. I choose to grow. I intend to grow. I love to grow. Now start tapping at the top of the head. I don't know what to call this spiritual connection. I'm not sure I like the name God. Side the eye. There's so much baggage. Under the eye. I don't like what God's meant to me up to this point. Under the nose. I ask to be guided. Chin. I'm ready for a spiritual connection. Collarbone. It doesn't matter what I call it. Under the arm. I'm ready for a name that feels right to me. Top of the head. Again. Others have defined what God means to me. Eyebrow. I don't like their definition. Side of the eye. I'm ready for some new spiritual experiences. Under the eye. I want to grow. Under the nose. I choose to grow. Chin. I intend to grow. Collarbone. I love to grow. Under the arm. I'm ready to grow. Top of the head. I am growing spiritually right now. Take a deep breath. As we go forward, feel free to use the name of your choice, one that resonates closest to your beliefs and your heart. God is known by literally hundreds of names, including All That Is, Allah, Alpha and Omega, Beloved, Christ, Creator, Divine Intuition, Earth Mother, Goddess, Godhead, Heavenly Father, Higher Self, Holy One, I Am, Inner Being, Jehovah, Jesus, Lord, Messiah, Mother of all, Savior, Source, Spirit, the field of infinite intelligence and energy, Universe, and Yahweh. It is my experience that God doesn't care what name you use. We see evidence of this in all the names that have been used through the ages to connect with spiritual energy. Call him Bob. Call her Angel. Just call. How can I start having spiritual experiences? All roads lead to God, to Spirit, to Source energy. Some people will become aware of God as part of a peak experience. They feel so incredibly good that they feel God. The experience leaves them feeling so alive that their hearts open in deep felt gratitude and appreciation. Indeed, if you have ever felt gratitude and appreciation, you have felt God. Others will connect through misery and suffering, the dark night of the soul, when all is lost and we give up hope of personally resurrecting our lives. In surrender, we let go, expecting to fall, crash, and burn. We suddenly realize God is present and is uplifting and supporting us. Some people are born with a clear awareness of God. Others will find it through simple day-to-day events such as a friend's embrace, a lover's smile, or a flower growing where none could possibly survive. Some will hear the voice of God within. Others will see a vision. Others will feel it in their body. Some simply know God's truth and have an abiding faith and love. If you're feeling left out or having a hard time believing such an experience is possible for you, try EFT with these statements or make up your own. We start again at the karate chop point. Even though I don't feel God, and I'm not even sure I want to, I choose to be open to a loving connection with all of who I am. Even though I feel left out because I don't know where God is in my life, I've decided to be open to spiritual growth anyway. Top of the head. I don't feel God. Eyebrow. I'm not even sure I want to. Side of the eye. I'm not sure I'm ready to. Under the eye. I don't feel safe all the time. Under the nose. Will God make me feel safe? Chin. It's been so scary being alone. Collarbone. But I know what that feels like. Under the arm. I feel left out. Under the top of the head. Others have these great experiences. Eyebrow. I haven't. Side of the eye. I feel left out. Under the eye. But I'm open. On the nose. I'm open to feeling God. Chin. I'm ready to feel God. Collarbone. By whatever name. Under the arm. I'm ready for a loving connection. Top of the head. And I deeply and completely accept myself right where I am. Take a deep breath. We continue at the karate chop point. Even though I feel hurt and skeptical and doubtful, and I have my reasons, I've decided to find out for myself, and I deeply and completely accept all of me. Top of the head. I feel hurt. Eyebrow. I'm definitely skeptical. Side of the eye. I have my doubts. Under the eye. And I have a lot of reasons. Under the nose. I have my doubts. Chin. I have my reasons. Collarbone. I have my fears. Under the arm. And that's okay. Top of the head. I've decided to find out for myself. And I accept all of me. Take a deep breath. Is blind faith required? No. Indeed, I find spiritual growth the most practical of practices. It connects us with a greater wisdom. It lets us tap into a source of guidance that has a broader perspective and a deeper knowing than our logical mind has on its own. It puts us into the flow of creativity with ample support to help us live our dreams. Spiritual experience manifests in wondrous ways across our entire life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and in our relationships to everyone and everything. One measure of spiritual growth is how integrated it is into a person's day-to-day activities, work, play, family, and friends. God truly is in the details. Of course, early on in our spiritual practice, the growth is often occurring below the surface, just as some seeds germinate for a full season before sprouting visibly at the perfect time. Spiritual growth is an emotional journey first. While faith helps, EFT can also assist us in releasing the fear, impatience, and doubt. Tap the following. We started the karate chop. Even though I'm afraid, and I fear what I'll find or not find, I choose to be calm and confident as I embark on my spiritual journey. Even though I have little or no conscious experience of God, and I'm not sure I'll know what to do, and that makes me feel anxious, I choose to relax and allow Spirit to guide me. Even though I have my doubts, and who wouldn't if they had my life experiences, I've decided to be open to the possibility. Even though I am impatient, because I need help now, I choose to allow my life and spirit to unfold at a pace that is perfect for me. Top of the head. I'm afraid. Eyebrow. I don't know what I'll find. Side of the eye. Maybe I won't find anything. Under the eye. I'll feel left out. Under the nose. I don't have experience. Chin. Not enough experience. Collarbone. I don't feel certain. Under the arm. I don't know what I'll do. Top of the head. I feel anxious in my body. Eyebrow. And I have my doubts. Side of the eye. Who wouldn't? Under the eye. And I need help now. Under the nose. God help me now. Chin. I choose to be calm and confident. Collarbone. I'm ready to relax and feel peace. Under the arm. I choose peace rather than this. Top of the head. I'm open to peace and an unfolding of spirit at a pace that is perfect for me, uniquely mine. Take a deep breath. Do I have to become religious to be spiritual? Religions are organizations with an external doctrine to guide and direct internal spiritual development. They provide community and context for spiritual growth. Spiritual development itself is, however, intensely private. Even poets are unable to express the beauty and intimacy we feel when loved unconditionally by all that is. If a religious organization or group meeting best serves you, wonderful. If silent meditation and prayer, alone in your personal sacred space, serves you best, wonderful. Like any journey, some prefer to travel with a group, large or small, and some prefer the freedom to explore on their own. Many people grow up or marry into a religious tradition and find later that God seems to be taking their heart in a different direction, and that can create anxiety and fear. You may have dozens of different concerns if this is the case for you. I encourage you to write them down and use EFT on all your inner conflicts. turn within to your own inner guidance on the best next step for you. Karate chop. Even though I am really uncomfortable with what they will think, what they will say, and whether they will still accept me. And I don't even know exactly where I'm going. I deeply and completely accept this conflict and choose to become an acute listener to my own intuition and divine guidance. Top of the head. I am really uncomfortable. Eyebrow. What will they think? Side of the eye. What will they say? Under the eye. Will they still accept me? Under the nose. Will they still love me? Chin. I don't even know where I'm going. Collarbone. I have this conflict. Under the arm. Do I go off on my own? Top of the head. It's so uncomfortable to stay. Eyebrow. It's so uncomfortable to change. Side of the eye. I don't know what to do. Under the eye. I need guidance. Under the nose. I want my inner guidance. Chin. I ask for peaceful guidance. Collarbone. I'm ready for the next step. Under the arm. I'm ready to feel comfortable. Top of the head. And I choose to listen to my own intuition and divine guidance above all. For others, their experience of, quote, God has been hurtful, restricting, and even abusive. People have killed and worse, quote, in the name of God. It is enough to make someone reject and turn away from their own inner source of well-being and guidance. If this is your situation, I'd like to offer you this thought and a round of EFT. What if God is not what he said, she proclaimed, or they insisted? Karate chop. Even though I don't like his, quote, God, and I can't stand her, quote, God, and their, quote, God turns my stomach and leaves me cold. I am willing to open my heart to a true source of well-being, a true friend, and a compassionate, forgiving, pervasive love. Even though I tried religion and it didn't work for me, I am open to a personal spiritual journey. Even though I'm afraid I will become like them, I've decided to discover the spiritual best of who I really am. Even though they hurt me, in the name of, quote, God, they said, I've decided to introduce myself to the real God within me and trust my own heart connection. Top of the head. I don't like their God. Eyebrow. That God doesn't resonate with me. Side of the eye. That God doesn't feel true to me. Under the eye. I'm open. Under the nose. I'm afraid. Chin. They hurt me. Collarbone. They really hurt me. Under the arm. They're supposed to be spiritual. Top of the head. I didn't like them. Eyebrow. Nobody liked them. Side of the eye. They were so mean. Under the eye. They hurt me. Under the nose. In the name of God. Chin. Not my God. Collarbone. Not any God I'd want. Under the arm. And that's okay. Top of the head. I'm ready for my own experience. Eyebrow. I'm ready for my own guidance. Side of the eye. Spirit, connect with me. under the eye. Spirit, connect with me, under the nose. I'm ready, chin, for a true friend, collarbone. A true holy presence, under the arm. Loving guidance, top of the head. And my own heart connection. Take a deep breath. So how do I connect with God? First, ask and set a clear and strong intention. 2, know that God always answers. 3, allow yourself to experience God in your own uniquely personal way. And 4, practice. If you have doubts, which is completely normal, try EFT with this karate chop. Even though I have many doubts and I have my reasons, I deeply and completely accept myself. And with all of my being, I choose to be open to the possibility that God accepts me too. And God will answer in a way that is perfect for me. Top of the head. I have my doubts. Eyebrow. I have my reasons to doubt. Side of the eye. I definitely have my doubts. Under the eye. I'm ready. Under the nose. I choose to be open to a possibility. Chin. A possibility that would really please me. Collarbone. That God accepts me too. Under the arm. God accepts me first. Top of the head. And if God accepts me, maybe I can accept me too. Take a deep breath. How do I ask to grow spiritually? Prayer is the most formal way to ask. Tapping while praying adds a physical component so that we align body with mind and spirit. Here's a simple prayer request. If your heart guides you to different words, by all means, use yours. Start tapping at the top of the head. Dear God, eyebrow, I want to grow. Side of the eye. I choose to hear you. Under the eye. I want to see signs of our connection. Under the nose. I am open to divine guidance to lead me on this path of spiritual growth. Chin. I appreciate and am grateful for my life. Collarbone. I relax and allow your love and comfort to flow into my heart. Under the arm. I accept your forgiveness. Top of the head. Guide me, God, to feel and to be closer to you, the source of my well-being. Amen. Let me add that by the very act of reading this, listening to this, you have already asked to know your spirit more closely. Nothing else is required. God knows that only sincere seekers listen to chapters on spiritual growth. How can I know that God always answers? That's easy. See, if you ever spent even a nanosecond completely disconnected from source energy, from God, you'd cease to exist. The intelligence that keeps your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and your tissues renewing is all God. It is our spiritual essence that animates us. It is what is present the moment before death that defines us as alive, and that departs this bag of bones, organs, blood, and brains at the moment of death. To develop spiritually is to grow and blossom in ways that may or may not be observable to the average person. Yet we feel spiritual growth in our experience of life. In other words, you are already spiritually connected, whether you know it or not. The practice is to make it conscious and intentional. You may not feel God yet, so let's tap. Karate chop. Even though I do not feel at all connected to God, I deeply and completely accept that there is more to me than meets the eye. Again, even though I do not feel at all connected to God, I deeply and completely accept that there is more to me than meets the eye. Top of the head. I don't feel connected. Eyebrow. Not all the time. Side of the eye. I'm not sure I'm ever connected. Under the eye. Sometimes I feel better than others. Under the nose. Is that connection? Chin. I hope it is. Collarbone. Then I've felt connected. Under the arm. Maybe I could feel grateful about something. Top of the head. That would feel better. Eyebrow. I'm ready to feel connected. Side of the eye. I'm ready to feel good. Under the eye. I'm ready to feel God. Under the nose. I am so ready to feel it. Chin. I am ready now. Collarbone. I choose to feel God under the arm and feel safe. Top of the head. And feel peace. Take a deep breath. You may not believe God yet, so tap. Even though I do not believe I am connected to God, I feel so alone. I feel so sick. I feel so poor. I feel so fearful. I deeply and completely accept all of my feelings. Again, even though I do not believe I am connected to God, I feel so alone. I feel so sick. I feel so poor. I feel so fearful. I deeply and completely accept all of my feelings. Top of the head. I can't believe yet. Top of the head. My life hasn't changed yet. Side of the eye. I feel so alone. Under the eye. Sick. Under the nose. Poor. Chin. Fearful. Collarbone. Poor. Under the arm. Sick. Top of the head. Alone. Eyebrow. I accept my feelings. Side of the eye. All of my feeling. Under the eye. My doubt. Under the nose. My skepticism. Chin. My not believing. Collarbone. You'll have to prove it to me. Under the arm. And I'm ready. Top of the head. And I'm open. Take a deep breath. You may not trust God yet. So let's tap again. Karate chop. Even though I do not trust God and I have my reason, I choose to be open to trusting all of me, including any or all of me that might be connected to God consciousness. Top head. I don't trust God. Eyebrow. You wouldn't either. Side of the eye. Look at the things that have happened to me. Under the eye. God let those happen. Under those. Didn't God? Chin. I can't trust God. Collarbone. I have too many reasons. Under the arm. And that's okay. Top of the head. I'm open to trusting all of me. Eyebrow. I'm trusting that I'm connected. Side of the eye. There's more here going on than meets the eye. Under the eye. Anyone can see that. Under the nose. I must be connected to something. Chin. Or I wouldn't be alive. Collarbone. And I wouldn't be here tapping. I wouldn't still be seeking. Top of the head. I am so ready. Take a deep breath. You may think that God isn't in you yet. So let's tap on that. Karate chop. Even though God must be out there and not in here, and just tap over your heart. I've decided to find God wherever I look, touch, hear, and smell. And I look forward to feeling Spirit flow within me and through me to bless my life and the world. Top of the head. They told me God is up there. Eyebrow, out there. Side of the eye. Not in here, under the eye. An outside God, under the nose. A judger, chin. Out there, collarbone. Watching me, under the arm. That doesn't feel right. Top of the head. That doesn't feel safe. Eyebrow. Maybe there's a God within. Side of the eye. A lot of people say so. Under the eye. A lot of people seem to feel it. Under the nose. I'm ready to feel it. Chin. I need proof. Collarbone. That God's within me. I'm ready to feel good. Top of the head. I'm ready to feel God. How do I allow myself to experience God and grow spiritually? Notice that the key word is to allow. Most people forget. We are human beings, not human doings. To grow, we must allow our spiritual connection to rise to our conscious awareness from deep within us. To allow means relaxing, opening, expecting, and patiently receiving. I remember meditating for several months before I started receiving clear communication from my inner guide. The more I tried to force it, the more I tried to do something instead of allowing myself to be who I am already, the more distant God felt. During the natural unfolding process, which never ends, by the way, EFT can help considerably to address feelings of doubt, fear, impatience, and not doing it right. Here are the tapping phrases. Karate chop. Even though I have all these doubts, I choose to relax and allow spiritual growth to unfold for me. Even though I have these fears, because I don't know what to expect or even what it is going to be like, I choose to be calm and confident and allow myself to relax and be open. Even though this isn't happening fast enough for me, I've decided to relax and enjoy the process without rushing, because I'm an eternal being after all. Even though this isn't working for me as usual, I'm open to allowing myself to feel the way God does, accepting, patient, forgiving, and unconditionally loving of who I am becoming. Even though I have to do it now, I have to do it right, and I definitely have to be the perfect spiritual student, I've decided to let go and let God. Top of the head. This isn't going to work for me. Eyebrow. Nothing ever works for me. Side of the eye. God's not going to work for me either. Under the eye. I'm the only one. Under the nose. I have to do it now. Chin. I have to do it right. Collarbone. I have to be perfect, don't I? Under the arm. Perfect, don't I? Top of the head. I have to get this right. It's so important to me. Eyebrow. I feel this pressure. The eye. Maybe that's what's blocking. Maybe it's all the pressure I'm putting on myself. Under the nose. Maybe God wants me to relax. Chin. Maybe I'm working too hard. Collarbone. It's got to be easier than this. Under the arm. I'm ready for it to be easier. Top of the head. God, show me a way to let it be easy and natural and guided and comfortable and safe and wonderful. Take a deep breath. Another technique is to simply tap through the points, alternating expressions of spiritual energy. For example, you start at the top of the head, say one of these choices, and then move to the next EFT point and the next choice. Or tap a full round on whatever word or phrase allows you to feel spiritually connected. Top of the head. Relaxing. Eyebrow. Allowing. Side of the eye. Connecting. Under the eye. I choose peace. Under the nose. Let go. And let God. Chin. Listening. Collarbone. Trusting. Under the arm. I am forgiven. Top of the head. Be still and know. Eyebrow. I am. Side of the eye. Grace. Under the eye. Kindness. Under the nose. Love. Chin. Love. Collarbone. Love. Under the arm. Appreciation. Top of the head. Gratitude. God, I am so grateful to feel this energy. Thank you for your connection and your love. What should I expect to feel as I allow? Well, have you ever used EFT to go from a 10 to a 0? At the end of those rounds, what did you feel? What words do you use to describe the feeling? For me, there's relief. There is peace. There's a calm, patient stillness. There's the sensation of being part of the flow of well-being. And those are just some of the qualities of God that we tap into with EFT. Does spiritual growth require much practice? That depends. Do you want more peace, joy, and well-being in your life? Do you want to thrive rather than just survive? If so, intending spiritual growth and being in a state of spiritual awareness will bring those and more, much more. What are some of the practices I can use for spiritual growth? The truth is, almost any human experience can be used for spiritual growth. There are, however, some that have been shown through time to be fruitful across many traditions. Two of these are meditation and mindfulness. How does meditation help? Meditation is the cornerstone of my practice because it helps quiet my mind so that I can hear my spirit. Even 10 minutes of sitting and being in meditation can be of great help. Please note, I did not say doing meditation. I typically meditate any chance I get. When I was starting out, I sat comfortably in a straight back chair for 20 minutes twice a day, focusing on the breath. Within just 30 days, the level of inner chaos had already started to shift. Can you allow yourself to sit still and simply listen to your breathing for 20 minutes? If you're feeling resistance to the idea, you might try tapping, karate chop. Even though there is no way I can sit still and do nothing because it's a waste of time. I have too many responsibilities. And there are things to do and places to be, and there's that show I want to watch on TV. I deeply and completely accept my busy mind and give it permission to take a short meditative rest and renewal break. Top of the head. I can't sit still. Eyebrow. Never can. Side of the eye. I can't sit still. Under the eye. It's too passive. Under the nose. I have to be doing something. Chin. I have to keep busy. Collarbone. There's too much to do. Under the arm. There's way too much to do. Top of the head. There's way too much to do. Eyebrow. I can't sit still. Side of the eye. Can I? Under the eye. Who told me to be so busy? Good. Maybe I can give myself permission. Chin. No. Collarbone. Yes. Collarbone. Give myself permission. Top of the head. I'm ready for a rest and renewal break. Take a deep breath. In my experience, 20 minutes of meditation yields the equivalent benefits of rest and renewal as 2 full hours of sleep. You have the time to meditate. Just get up 20 minutes earlier. What role does mindfulness play in spiritual growth? You may find that mindfulness practices bringing focused awareness into the now and becoming fully present with whatever you are doing takes you deeper into your spiritual connection. Conveniently, daily meditation practice leads naturally to greater mindfulness in our everyday lives. So imagine for a moment that you have a dirty dish to wash. You're going to be completely present and mindful as you just wash that dish with all of your attention. You feel the warm, soapy water. You smell the slippery soap, and you feel your hands grip the hardness of the dish. You feel appreciation and gratitude for being alive to feel these simple sensations. If you're like most people, when doing, quote, autopilot tasks like dishwashing, your mind is consumed with other thoughts and worries. If so, you can use EFT to help your energy system focus on the present. Karate chop. Even though there are so many worries demanding my attention, I choose to simply be in the present moment and allow myself the pleasure of God's company. Once again, even though there are so many worries demanding my attention, I choose to simply be in the present moment and allow myself the pleasure of God's company. Top of the head. I'm a worrier. Eyebrow. There's so many things to worry about. Side of the eye. My mind keeps racing. Under the eye. I need a break. Nose. Maybe I can just be present. Chin. Just for a few minutes. Collarbone. Let the worries take care of themselves. Or maybe God can take care of some of the worries. Top of the head. While I wash this dish. Eyebrow. While I take this walk. Side of the eye. While I hold this person I love. Under the eye. While I pet my dog. Under the nose. While I pay my bills. Chin. While I do everything. Collarbone. Let God do the worrying. Under the arm. I've worried enough. Top of the head. And it feels really good to be here now. Take a deep breath. Remember, God's present to you is the present moment. What is the role of prayer? If meditation is listening to God, our prayer time is an opportunity to express our feelings to God. Sure, most people pray when they are suffering and want divine intervention and relief. Do that and tap along with the prayer if you want to add a body component. In addition to prayers that make a request, I also want to encourage you to prayerfully offer appreciation and gratitude. Appreciation and gratitude are such healthy vibrations. Practice them every day. I often take a short gratitude walk where I notice and give honest thanks for what is in my life and that feels good to me. It may be nearly impossible to reach all the way to gratitude on some days, and that's okay. On the really tough days, the gratitude might be as minimal as, well, at least tomorrow is another day. You will find that offering even a modest acknowledgement of gratitude brings relief. I assure you, as you grow in your communion with God, you will find that Spirit helps you notice all around you the many blessings that are in your life. And by the law of attraction, the more you consciously appreciate, the more you will have in your life to appreciate. Tap with me. Karate chop. Even though things don't seem to be going perfectly well for me now, and I feel more wrung out and beaten than grateful, I choose to beat the drum of appreciation for my life and for the loving support God offers my heart. Top of the head. Things aren't perfect. Eyebrow. Seems they never are. Side of the eye. They're not perfectly good. Under the eye. And they're not perfectly bad. Under the nose. There's got to be something here to appreciate. Chin. I may have to look for it really hard. Collarbone. I may even have to look through God's eyes. Under the arm. God, let me see what there is in my life to appreciate. Right here. Right now. Top of the head. I appreciate my breath, my body, my life. Where do I go from here? Your spiritual path will be unique to you. The good news is that the perfect teacher is always with you, right there in your heart. Know that God speaks to all of us through our emotions. The thoughts that feel good and peaceful are the thoughts closest to where God's emotional guidance system is directing us. With practice, you will learn to discern the difference between your inner critic and your divine inner guide. Once you do, your life will be transformed. You will notice that books, coaches, friends, and opportunities show up at the perfect time. Rather than exhausting yourself in struggle, you will allow God to take care of so many of the hard details so you can relax and play in the river of abundance and well-being. You will find it easy to appreciate both what you love in your life and the opportunity that challenges bring to grow and dream. It has been my honor to share with you these thoughts and the energy that EFT can bring to our spiritual growth. My prayer for you is a thriving life, filled with joy and co-creation in partnership with God. I welcome your stories, and I look forward to hearing from you. I close with these simple instructions my teacher shared with me. Go within, listen, and follow your heart. Peace be with you.